Hello friends, myself Dr. Kunal De Gaikwad. Today I am sharing some informations about PLC, that is Programmable Logic Controller. PLC stands for Programmable Logic Controller. It implements the logic control functions by means of a program. This is a diagram of a Siemens PLC. Now the definition of PLC according to NEMA, that is National Electrical Manufacturing Association, is a digitally operating electronic apparatus which uses a programming memory for the internal storage of instruction for implementing a specific functions such as logic, sequencing, timing, counting, and arithmetic to control through digital or analog modules various types of machines process. Now what are the similarities between PLC and microcontrollers? It is a microprocessor based. It is a onboard memory for storing programs like microcontrollers. It has a special programming language like ladder programming or ladder logic similar to microcontroller. In microcontroller there should be an assembly language. With the help of we can make a program or we give instructions to the controller. And in PLC it has also input and output ports similar to microcontrollers. Now we can see some dissimilarity between microcontrollers and PLCs. That are some differences. The differences are intended for industrial applications. This is basically designed for industrial applications. Difference between controllers. The controller is basically designed for many applications, not for a particular application. Now the PLC is input-output designed to interface with control relays only, and it is emphasis on maximum on reliability. These are the differences between microcontroller and PLCs. Now the advantages of PLCs. What are the advantages? The first is less wiring. It requires very less wiring. The wiring between devices and relay contacts are done in the PLC programs. Easier and faster to make changes. Troubleshooting aids make programming easier and reduce downtime. Reliable components make these likely to operate for years before failure. So the components used in PLC are very reliable and they have long life. So what is the need of PLC? Why we make the PLC? So in 1968, Hydramatic Division of General Motors Corporation set the criteria for the first time of the designing of PLC. Their primary goal is to eliminate the high cost associated with inflexible relay control systems. And next is the controller had to be designed in modular form. Why? Because some assemblies could be removed easily for replacement or repair. Another is the control system needed the capability to pass data collection to a central system, and the system had to be reusable. Means whatever system or whatever controller we can make, that should be reusable. The method used to program the controller had to be simple so that it could be easily understood by a plant person. So in PLC programming we use ladder programming, and that should be understood by any plant person, and the programming is very simple. Now these are the some leading brands that manufacture PLCs. In America, the Allen Bradley, Cord Modicon, Texas Instruments, General Electric, Westinghouse, Cutting Hammer, and Square D. These are the manufacturers of PLCs in America. In European countries, Siemens, Klockner and Moller, Festo, and Telemecanic. And in Japan, there is Toshiba, Omron, Fong, and Mitsubishi. These are the leading brands that manufactures PLCs. Now where the PLC is applied or where the PLC is applications. The PLC is applied in manufacturing and machining. The areas of PLC is again food and beverages, metals, powers, mining industries, and in petrochemical and chemical industries, where we can implement the PLC and we get whatever work in short time and in good manner and in reliable sense. Now the sizes of PLC. PLCs are classified according to the sizes. The classifications are done in three parts, that is small, medium and large. So in small size it covers units with up to 128 input outputs and memories up to 2 KB, that is 2 kilobytes. And this type of small PLCs are capable of providing simple to advanced levels or machine controls. And in medium size it has 2488 input outputs and memories up to 32 KBs. And in large size it is the most sophisticated unit of PLC family. They have up to 8192 input outputs and memories up to 750 kilobytes. And these large PLCs can control the entire plant or can control the individual production process. So therefore these large PLCs can be implemented in the plant, and this large PLC can control the whole plant. Now this is the example of logic control, and where we can use the PLC in mixing the two liquids in a tank. So this is solenoid valve A and solenoid valve B. This is motor that is used to mix the liquid. This is a timer that is controlled by the motor. This is a float switch, and this is solenoid valve C. So first of all, when the start button is pressed, solenoid A and solenoid B valve is energized when it starts. This permits the two liquids to be filling the tank. When the tank is filled, the float switch trips. This de-energizes solenoids A and B and starts the motor used to mix the liquids together. The motor is permitted to run for 1 minute according to timer. After 1 minute is elapsed, the motor turns off and solenoid C energizes to drain the tank. When the tank is empty, the float switch de-energizes solenoid C. So therefore this is the simple logic, and this logic can be implemented with the help of PLC. And in this process, a stop button can be used to stop the process at any point. If the motor becomes overloaded, the action of the entire circuit will stop. And once the circuit has been energized, it will continue operate until it is manually stopped. Now what are the tasks performed by the PLC? The PLC can control such as interlocking, sequencing, timing, counting, and in addition PLC can also perform a variety of calculations, communications and monitoring tasks. In next lecture we are seeing the architecture of PLC and what are the input-output modules, input-outputs of PLCs that should be seen in the next presentation, that is PLC 2. Thank you very much.